For today's decluttering, we are going to tackle the refrigerator. It needs to be cleaned out, reorganized. After the holidays, there's tons of food in here that's gotten shoved clear to the back. That is going to be dog food now. And there's a ham bone in there that I need to get taken care of. Just a lot of reorganizing to do. I'm going to wipe down the inside and just take care of this mess. And while I'm at it, I'm going to organize the freezer that's in the top of the refrigerator. This has been a thorn in my side for months, even well before the holidays came. As you can see, I've made attempts to organize with containers, and it just is horrible. You can't fit anything in here. Anytime you put something in, it falls back out. So yeah, I'm going to go through this. I'm going to reorganize it. There's probably stuff in here that needs to just be thrown away. There's stuff in here that needs to go downstairs in the bigger freezer. And so I'll be so glad when this is all completely cleaned out, because it's not even functional the way it is right now. So here's the refrigerator all done. I just took everything out, sorted through things, took out stuff that was expired, wiped down the interior, and then put the stuff back. We typically leave our drinks on the top shelf. Those are some olives that Scott needs to finish up. He's the only one that likes olives in this family. There's some leftovers there that need to be eaten today for the kids' lunch. But next shelf is where we keep the jellies and the relishes and that kind of stuff. Those are some yogurts for Scott and Travis. That's some leftover soup that we need to use up. I just stuck that ham back there. I am going to work on that today and get it in the freezer. And then on this bottom shelf, we have our eggs. This is mostly my things for my coffee and my yogurt and stuff like that. And then that is the pork roast that we're going to have for New Year's Day. And I just tidied up the door as well. Over here, this is what I took out. These are some leftovers that have been in too long, and so they're going to go out to the dogs. This stuff as well. The outside dogs will enjoy those. This is a baking soda that's been in there for a really long time, and I'm sure it is not effective anymore, so I'm going to get rid of that. A little bit of my lettuce that turned brown, so I'll probably give that to the chickens. These are just a couple partial loaves of bread that I'm going to stick in the freezer, and I can use them to make breadcrumbs or croutons or anything like that. They're not moldy, they just are getting a little bit dried out, so I'm going to stick those in the freezer. And then this is just some salad dressing that is past date, and a tiny, tiny bit of habanero ketchup that is also past date. So now let's tackle that freezer. So here it is all cleaned up in this basket. I put it back in here. Just like the refrigerator, I took everything out, wiped it all down. In this basket is strictly things for smoothies. Frozen bananas, frozen fruit, that kind of thing. And hopefully it will stay that way. Over here are my meat choices, like because of my dietary restrictions, if the family has hamburgers, I have turkey burgers. If the family have hot dogs, I have chicken sausages and things like that. So I just keep these here so that when I'm fixing dinner for them, I can just pull out my choice out of the freezer. Back here are frozen celery, chopped up celery, frozen chopped up hot peppers, frozen chopped up green peppers, and I just use these in my cooking when I do sauces and things like that. This is my dairy-free ice cream, and then this is just one of those cold lunch boxes. We don't use it much anymore, but when we homeschooled, when we go on picnics and field trips and things like that, we used it a lot. But I just keep it in here because you never know when you might need it. So over here is everything I pulled out. This is a partial loaf of frozen bread. I'm just going to put this back in the freezer downstairs. Most of this stuff is just going to go in the downstairs freezer. Assorted vegetables. This is actually a ham bone that we had and I completely forgot was in there. So I think I'll stick that back in the freezer, and then when I make ham and beans, I'll use this ham bone plus the ham from Christmas. Here's some flour tortillas that we stuck in there in the freezer. I'll take these to the downstairs freezer. And then these are assorted flours that have to be kept cold. Quinoa flour, oat fiber, and then these are hemp hearts. And I'm going to just move these out to my little itty bitty refrigerator out in the entryway. And then this stuff in the sink, unfortunately, I didn't mark the bags when I stuck them in the freezer. You always think, oh, I'll remember what that was, or I'll recognize what it was. Well, things look so different once you freeze it, and my memory, at least, is terrible. So, honestly, I have no idea what this stuff is. I'm going to thaw it all out, and if it's fit for the animals to eat, I'll feed it to the dogs, so that it's really not wasted completely. So there are my freezer and refrigerator all cleaned out and organized, and I feel so much better about it. So this is the drawer. It's in my microwave cart, and it's my junk drawer. I think everyone has a junk drawer. It's just where you put everything that you don't know what else to do with. And not that long ago, I actually had this drawer cleaned out, but as you can see, it gets into a mess in no time. Everybody in the family gets into this drawer, and so with lots of hands in there, it doesn't take long for it to get all messed up. So let's get busy and get this cleaned out and reorganized. So here it is, all completely cleaned out. I have all of my bag clip, chip clip holders in this one, ink pens, pencils, markers, and some glue. This is actually medication for our dogs. And then we have an extra pill cutter in here. I have all my push pins and tacks in this little bin, and rubber bands in there. And then here's sandwich bags for my husband's lunch and for leftovers. And then I've got these extra chalk labels that I use to label my canisters. And then just here in front, just have extra light bulbs. These are for like the refrigerator, which that light bulb hardly ever goes out, so these have been in here forever. Some butcher twine, some extra batteries. These are scent pods that need to go in my car, actually, but I don't think I can let them get frozen. I have a little scent thing in my car. This is just a scent thing from my Bath and Body Works. Some spare nightlight bulbs. We use this hammer to break up ice, so we keep that in this drawer. Some tape, and then just a game timer, which I don't know what to do with, so I'm just going to put it back in this drawer. So there you have it. I feel so much better having this drawer cleaned out. So this is what I took out of that drawer. These are some flameless LED tea lights. There's 2 left in there. I'm just going to find a different spot to keep these. These are all just little odds and ends things that I'm going to put in my husband's little storage thing, little pens and I don't know what all. This is just garbage I'm going to throw away. These are things I'm going to give to Goodwill. I don't even remember where these knobs came from, but I don't have a use for them. This was a toy that we bought for our dog Lucy when she was hurt and had to be kept confined. But my dogs fight like crazy if there are toys involved, and so I had to take it away, and it's going to go bye-bye. So that is everything I took out of that drawer that's not going back in. For today's declutter challenge, I'm going to be working on this cabinet. This is where we keep the breakfast cereal, crackers, peanut butter, that kind of thing. So let's get started. So this is the stuff I took out that I'm not going to be putting back. This is just almost all gone. It's like a organic type of Nutella, and it's past date, and so I'm just going to throw that out. It's almost all gone anyway. These are some crackers that are stale. I think I'm going to put these down with the dog treats and just give these to the dogs. This is some cereal that nobody really liked in the family, and it's stale, and so I'm just going to have to throw this out because it's chocolate. I can't feed it to the animals, so that's going to be tossed out. This cereal is almost all gone, and it's stale, and I'm just going to throw it outside for the wild birds, along with the rest of these little bits of cereal. They have all gotten stale. The wild birds will like it. These are just some stale graham crackers I'm going to pitch, and an empty box of ice cream cups. I don't know why kids leave empty boxes in the cupboards. So that's my decluttering for today. For today's decluttering challenge, I am going to be decluttering this bottom cabinet. This is my corner hutch in my dining room. It has all my pretty little knickknacks in it, and I don't have to declutter any of the shelves, but this cabinet has basically just become a catch-all. And so I want to get this all cleaned out and reorganized. So this is what I ended up putting back in the cupboard. It's a lot of sentimental things, like these 2 flower pots my kids made for me years ago in, like, I think it was Bible school, so I'm going to hang on to those. These are candles. I can actually use them for either decorating or if we had a power outage. Some votive cups that I want to keep. These are some candle holders that I really like. Some extra votives. This is actually a clock that my best friend in high school gave me when we graduated. Her grandfather made it, and the clockwork doesn't work anymore in it, so eventually I want to get a new timepiece. I don't know what you call it, the works that go into a clock, so that I can actually use this clock again. But I'm not going to get rid of that because she was my best friend in high school. This is another votive cup that I want to hang on to. And these are just empty boxes for my precious moments figurines. You have to keep the boxes in order for them to keep their value. So, and then this is just some Christmas garland that I don't want to get rid of it. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and I might actually use it. So now let me show you what I'm going to be getting rid of. Some of these things I'm not actually going to be getting rid of. I'm just going to be relocating, like this little candy dish. I was actually looking for this, and I couldn't find it the other day, and it was stuck in that cabinet. So I'm going to be just leaving this on the table and using it. We have a little bit of candy that we need to get eaten up from Christmas. And I found if I leave it out, the kids will actually eat it. These candlesticks are all broken. I think this one's broken and basically used up, so I'm going to throw those away. I'm going to give this candle to Goodwill as well as this one, mainly because I don't decorate with blue anymore. And this one, I don't know if you can really tell, but it's crooked. So I'm going to be giving those to Goodwill. This is something else that I forgot was in that cupboard, and it's Night Before Christmas candle. I'm just going to go ahead and burn it up, use it this winter. And then these are a couple of things I got from the Dollar Tree. I don't know. I ran out of space on my plant stand for them, and so I think I'm just going to give those to Goodwill as well. Alright, so that's my decluttering for today. For today's decluttering, I am going to be working on this cabinet. This is my canning cabinet. It's got all of my canning supplies in it, and just like everything else, it seems it has become a dumping ground for other things besides canning supplies. So let's get started and get this cabinet cleaned out and reorganized. So here it is, all cleaned up. In this basket I have all of my canning supplies and tools. Here's the extra rings. I'll probably have to go through some of these and get rid of some of them because I'm never going to use this many rings. Every new jar you get comes with a ring, and you don't keep them on the jars after you're done canning, so I'm not going to need all of those. This is my vegetable mandolin, and this is my vegetable chopper. There's some pickling salt, and then I've got quite a bit of Sure Gel for making jelly. And then down here is my bread guide for slicing my homemade bread, my Nutra Ninja, and some extra dish towels and drying mats, my scale, and then that's the jugs for my Nutra Ninja. And then back here is some fruit juice that I want to make into jelly, and I need to do that pretty soon because this is the best by is April 2018, so I need to get that done pretty soon. So let me show you what I took out of this cabinet that won't be going back in. So these canning jars, some of these are brand new. The ones that still have the lid and ring, those are brand new. I'm going to take these downstairs and put them on one of my shelves downstairs. This mango nectar needs to be drank. I was going to make jelly out of it and I never got around to it, and the expiration date is coming up, or the sell by, so we're just going to put that in the fridge and let the kids drink it. And this is candy and gumballs that were left over from the kids' graduation party that I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with. I might take the gumballs to church and let the kids at church have them. That's probably what I'll do with them. And then this is a thing of Turkish Delight that needs to be used up. This is another thing I might just take it to church and let the kids at church eat it. So that is my decluttering challenge for today. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed this first week of my declutter challenge. You will be, like I said, you will be getting a new video every Monday for the month of January where I'm decluttering different parts of my house. And if you want to join in, feel free to join in. And if you have a YouTube channel and you feel like videoing it, just let me know and I'd like to check out your videos. If you don't have a YouTube channel, it's always a good thing to start decluttering your home, and so I would encourage you to just join right in. We'll see you next Monday for another video in this decluttering series. Bye, friends.